blocker. Swim dodge. Fires and scores!
Skipping in step. Behind the back! Pass. The extra look. And the goal! Shot on goal and good.
Thank you for joining us on a beautiful Thursday morning here on Long Island, live from Syosset High School. Following a NASA graduated 21 seniors, 7 starters, and 5 D1 players. And for the first time in the recent histories of either program, they'll take on 4-time defending Catholic League AA champs Kellenberg, off to a slow start but getting healthy and rounding into form with 3 straight wins. It's a spring break special on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Syosset against Kellenberg starts right now. I'm Gavin Shull, joined by Brian Soper, the head coach of the Oyster Bay Lacrosse program and the co-founder of Breakout Goaltending. Brian, what's it like playing a game at 11 a.m.? Interesting setting for these two teams.
I think it's great. You know, spring break's a good time for both coaches to kind of halfway through the season. They've assessed their team and really looking forward to a second half. No school, right? Spring break, right? The kids have nothing else on their mind. As a coach, you seem to get your best lacrosse, during this time. Yeah,
it's almost like a summer game, and both these teams we noted lost a whole lot of talent after championship seasons a year ago, but still have a whole lot of talent left. And for Kellenberg, the initial name to know is, of course, Adrian Nowak, the St. John's commit. And man, oh man, he's gotten off to a strong start to this season.
Yeah, 19 goals, 13 assists, just a do-it-all type of player. Going to St. John's, Coach Miller is getting a really good player there.
3 goals and 2 assists in the CHSAA title game a year ago. And Syosset, you always know that they're going to have some heavy hitters, though a whole lot of talent graduated off of last year's team. And this year, the guy to know for Syosset is Luca Accordo, who has just been dynamic to start this season. 20 points, 16 assists, or 16 goals, 4 assists, the former Binghamton commit now heading to High Point.
He's just a tremendous player, a warrior for the Braves. Face-off, I'm not sure if he's lost a face-off in the last 2 weeks or so. Like one of my high school teammates is Ken Brochard's the coach at High Point, and he's super excited to get a Cardo eventually. But right now, he's John Calabria's do-it-all player.
Luca Accordo, an All-American a year ago, and to your point, 100% on face-offs the last 3 weeks. Literally cannot do better than that. Let's get into the starting lineups here for Kellenberg. Again, it's a team that is just now getting healthy and hitting their stride.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach, and he was saying that earlier in the season they had a bunch of injuries, and now they're really starting to fill into form. Adrian Nowak, 28 on attack. Matt Cleary, number 5. Mike Felicini, 32. Anzalone, Moran, and Dunster playing the first midfield. Defensively, I was talking to Carey. They played real tough defensively. Foley, Fitzgerald, and Moore, and Charlie Chucky Villa in the net.
And for Syosset, we mentioned 7 starters gone from a year ago. It's an offense that is still looking to hit their stride, but coming off an 18-goal performance against Plainview Old Bethpage JFK, it seems as if they're starting to find that form.
Yeah, I think Coach is really trying to find it. Coach Calabria trying to find an identity offensively. It's really starting to happen for them.
And those 2 starting lineups are brought to you by Catholic Health, our fantastic sponsor for today's game. And we will step aside on the Varsity Media Sports Network, come back with the start of this one, a spring break special next on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effect set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net. For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
At Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see a region that lives, feels, and pulses with energy. But before it all, we see you, because it's your lives that breathe life into this island. At Catholic Health, we're able to provide the highest quality, most innovative care for your body, because our culture cherishes your humanity. Long live Long Island.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCAST,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Windy day here at Syosset High School. Perfect setting for some early morning lacrosse. And Brian, we were getting into it a little bit before the start of our broadcast, but you think this is going to be a very competitive game?
Yeah, talking to both coaches, they think that they're really starting to find an identity, and they're looking to, keep this game tight and kind of work matchups and kind of going to be a little bit of a chess match out there.
And it's two teams that have found their form of late. Syosset lost their first couple games of the season. Since then, a win at Bethpage 11-9 over Long Island Lutheran 11-8, and then a blowout of Plainview of Bethpage JFK 18-3. Kellenberg, 3 big wins as well, back-to-back-to-back. Fordham Prep, and a huge one over Cary, Nassau County finalists a year ago. And it feels as if it was funny talking to Sean Moran. He says, I kind of hate it. We always get off to slow starts, but we always seem to hit our stride, and that is happening now for the Firebirds. And we'll see if Luca Accardo can continue that run of perfection on the faceoff. And he cannot. Little procedural infraction to start this game, and some sloppiness trying to push the ball up the field for Kellenberg will result in an early tussle for that loose ball. Kind of nice 11 a.m. start. You get some hits in early, Brian, and both teams can kind of get going a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. It takes a little bit to get yourself going. Once that first hit, then you're in the game. You're locked in.
It's better than a cup of coffee to wake up. So we'll get an initial look at this Syosset attack. Again, the main name to know is Luca Accardo. A.J. Alexander, the star a year ago for the Braves, now playing at Providence. Jason Singer now at Cornell. So it's a rebuilt group for John Calabria, but he loves the way they played last game, and it feels like they're finally finding a little bit of rhythm on the offensive side of the ball. There's David Diskay. He's coming off a great performance. As the Braves move the ball around, like to play up tempo typically. There's Accardo striving for a little bully ball.
That's a great matchup there with Moran.
And Adam Giovinco now circling, gets it back out to Accardo. Syosset showing off some patience in the early going. Ryan Voigt hunting for space, can't find much. Tyler Birch, he'll go to work now. Quick dodge, what a move. Nothing doing, though. Good slide from Kellenberg on the answer.
Kellenberg's doing a great job keeping it tight defensively. Their slides are short, a lot of communication.
David Diskay, though, weaving through the sea of blue, but now dispossessed. So solid opening possession defensively for Kellenberg.
And Coach Moran was saying that goalie Chucky Villa was becoming a leader down there, and his communication has just kind of helped the whole defense to really start to play together as a unit.
A guy who on JV was known for being a little bit inconsistent, but Sean Moran saying he's been an incredibly pleasant surprise, that he hasn't had any of those issues, and he's, to your point, really finding his form now.
You know, one thing you mentioned in the beginning that it was windy, right? So as a coach, right, you really want to start out in the beginning of the game to like shorten your passes, right? Make those passes shorter so that the wind is less of a factor.
How do you emphasize that without allowing the defense to sort of key in that you're going to be a little bit more constrained?
Yeah, you have to shorten your passes, and also just you got to run your pass to the next guy. You have to move your feet. You can't just throw it with your feet flat-footed. You got to run that pass, move more and make those passes shorter with your feet.
That shot was ripped wide for Adrian Nowak. So an early test for Zach Finkelstein, the junior goaltender for Syosset, in his first year starting in the cage, as David Disque takes a spill and loses the ball.
It's a great ride there. That riding has become such a huge part of the college game, and it's become part of the high school game as well. You can get so many extra possessions when you ride and really, get that ball on the ground. So
we just saw another fantastic matchup on the far side of your screen. It was Luca Cutolo, the do-everything defenseman for Syosset, going up against Adrian Nowak. Nowak heading to St. John's. Cutolo, Quinnipiac, so it's D1 on D1. Fun to watch all day as Joe Moran looks to find an angle and can't.
Great outlet there by Finkelstein.
Setting up Tyler Birch to move it on to the Syosset end of the field. Talking to both coaches this week, they seem to imply that they thought it might be a little bit of a lower scoring game with two teams. Again, improving offensively, but not quite caught up to where these two defenses are at yet.
For sure. I was talking to one of the coaches from Cary, and he was talking about how defensively, as a unit, they were just tough, right? They made it really tough to score.
St. Kellenberg, right?
Yeah, Kellenberg, yeah. They had played Cary early in the year and played them, defensively. They found it tough to score.
Ryan Voigt out on the perimeter. Now Syosset will reset up top to Accordo. Accordo firing from deep. Shot deflected, and the rebound cannot be put in by Acosta. Third opportunity coming up for Giovinco.
That was a great save. Stick side low. Gave up a rebound. Syosset keeps possession.
Joe Gagliano nearly losing the ball, but
so even though there's a flag down, right, Kellenberg needs the possession, right, for the foul to actually occur. So even though there's a shot, a save, a couple of rebounds, a couple of loose balls, the whistle doesn't blow until the defense picks it up.
So you see that extra bit of aggressiveness from Kellenberg, and Syosset will be a man up. Syosset just a brutal schedule to open the season with a rebuilding team. They've lost to Garden City, Southside, Cold Spring Harbor, all teams expected to compete for county championships in their respective classes. And it was about as much of a trial by fire as you could have with a really young team for John Calabria.
For sure. That's what John prides himself on playing the toughest. He'll play anybody, anytime. So they're shutting off Accordo on man up here. So number 12 is locking off on the man up.
Trying to make one of those secondary options for Syosset prove themselves. A couple fakes put on, and the bouncer deflected from Acosta. And now the rebound, another big-time save. A fantastic start to this game, at least initially for Chucky Villa.
Yeah, there's nothing like as a goalie making those first two saves, right? Gives you some confidence for the rest of the game, especially, when you're man down.
And for Villa, especially a young goaltender, that's a heck of a way to start his morning.
So and consecutive turnovers there in the clearing game, right? So now we have a little bit of transition.
Zipping it up the field, and the shot. Put home by Michael Felicetti, the initial goal of this game, and Kellenberg down a man, able to turn it into an advantage on the other end.
Yeah, they got a great man down stop. They cleared it, turned it over, but got it back, and then you get numbers going the other way. So kind of an unforced turnover there leads to a goal on the back end there for Kellenberg, and it's important to get that 1-0 lead.
Just a little bit of sloppiness from Syosset offensively because they got the ball back and it seemed like they were going to have numbers going the other way, but then almost immediately throwing it away.
Yep. So you see here on this next face-off, talking to Coach Moran, right? He was saying that they would be ready to go to a pole facing off against the Cardo, but now they're. Looks like we're back to even. So I'm not sure if that was actually a shorthanded goal or not, but now our face-off looks to be even.
Again, Accordo did not lose the previous 3 weeks, dropped the first face-off of this game, and drops another one, a big-time win for James Rosellen.
That's tremendous confidence for Kellenberg, right, to get that, to win that one clean. Now, that was one thing Coach was worried about, right? Trying to limit transition and really wants this to be a 6-on-6 type game for Kellenberg.
And that's the big shift for Accordo this year, a guy who would previously come off after face-offs. Now he's the source of offense for Syosset. Tells you how much things have changed. There was a great backside check for Syosset. It was Logan Friedman picking it up.
Yeah, so it looks like, Kellenberg went a little bit kind of an open set there where they were pretty much spread out. Syosset pressured out, got a step on the inside and drew a foul.
And so I was complimenting Friedman, but there was a penalty on the play. So now Kellenberg goes a man up.
With Accordo on the face-off, as a coach who's been around for a little bit, it's nice to see a kid who faces off and then just plays. He's on attack, so it's a little bit of an old school type of mentality there where your best player will rarely come off if he's a face-off guy.
And for Accordo, I mean, you got to figure just from a cardiovascular perspective how he's had to change his game from last season because he was used to everything was about that face-off, and now he wins the face-off and he is also the guy offensively. It's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, it's going to serve him well in college when he goes and kind of has a more well-rounded game.
So Syosset trying to hold strong, down a man, already down a goal in this one.
So the patented Syosset chant of SEAL, they call their man-down team the SEAL team, actually named after Andy Seal, who was a Coach Calabria's best friend at Adelphi, who passed away tragically in a surfing accident in Long Beach. But I was with the staff in 2003, 2004, learned about it. So their SEAL team, they take great pride in getting man-down stops.
And they do a fantastic job right there. And then how about this from David Discay, just weaving through a blue wave, and now John Calabria will want to talk. We'll step aside as well on the Varsity Media Sports Network. 1-0 Kellenberg, 5 minutes left in this first quarter.
Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see a region that lives, feels, and pulses with energy. But before it all, we see you. Because it's your lives that breathe life into this island. At Catholic Health, we're able to provide the highest quality, most innovative care for your body because our culture cherishes your humanity. Long live Long Island.
So back on the Varsity Media Sports Network early, 1-0 lead for Kellenberg over Syosset. But we want to remind you, if you want to bring your game to life, you can participate in a Varsity Media Sportscast. As you can hear, we have announcers, instant replay graphics, multiple camera angles. It's great for rivalry games, senior days, and general promotion of your team. If you're interested, you can contact us to book a sportscast at 516-403-2050 or visit varsitymedia.net. So an impressive start for Kellenberg. They hold strong defensively down a man. They come back and get a goal on the other side of things. Syosset, though, perhaps their best stretch of the game so far, Brian, with that man-down stop.
Yeah, I think that's why Coach Calabria used the timeout there. They got a good stop, man down, and, he wants to kind of keep this ball down here on his end and give it to his best player and hopefully kill the rest of the penalty.
And Luca Accardo, man, oh man, he is getting harassed down the field, and possession will remain with the Braves.
5 seconds left in the penalty here. So you see Kellenberg's pressure and double team. Should come out of the box there and maybe can get a little offensive dodge here.
Adam Giovinco, good job to just stay on the ball. We'll set up Disque.
And the Kellenberg poles are rangy and long, right? You can just see how they want to keep it tight and kind of make you move the ball.
Syosset has not had a lot of success going one-on-one, particularly against those poles. Voigt will attack from X. A reset to Accardo. Accardo, as we noted, heading to high point, the hardest shot on the Syosset team and the most accurate shot on the Syosset team, according to John Calabria. It's a deadly combo. Birch working his way in, and that one goes off the face mask. Villa.
Good stop, right? Stand tall, right? Left-handed shot there. Kellenberg kind of fake slid there, kind of to show, and he recognized it, got the shot off. Good stop. I think that's 3 or 4 stops so far in the first quarter.
Yeah, and Villa on the season only averages about 5 saves per game as that ball's fired in. Darren Acosta couldn't quite handle it. Nearly a forced turnover on the ride. Who's going to come up with it? It'll be Syosset.
I think that's right there, like, Syosset under John Calabria. It's like you lose it, you force the feed, right, and ride it back, get another possession.
But already the makings of a career day for Villa as that bouncer from Disque goes wide of net. Disque, an interesting story for Syosset. He is, according to John Calabria, one of the first players in the last 2 decades to come from JV and immediately become a starter. Luca Accardo ties this game up at 1. What a shot.
You just said it, right? Hardest shot on the team, right? Top corner there, doesn't matter. Top stick side high, off stick, right? You shoot with that accuracy. It's going to go. That was kind of a funky play where they kind of doubled, maybe created a little offense for Syosset. They lost their matchups, and that's the one guy you don't want to leave uncovered.
And we talked about such a great start for Chucky Villa. That one of those shots, I mean, Brian, this is a goaltending coach. Not a whole lot you can do about that.
No, especially when he's hands-free and that's like a foul shot in basketball. He's center of the cage, right? There's no real angle that you can take away. So, you're just hoping you kind of guess a little right there and you can get it.
Michael Felicetti in the face-off circle against Accardo.
Tremendous job tying him up.
Yeah, looking to continue a hot start for Kellenberg. And Accardo lost it initially, nearly won it back. Now a scramble, and it'll be Braves ball.
Again, super encouraging that you can tie that up and make it a 50-50 scrum there for that ball. And that was one concern coming into the game, that they wanted to kind of not let him go forward. That was the key, right? And so far he's not been able to go forward.
Yeah, Syosset's, I think because of that, their transition game has largely been stymied so far, but give the Braves credit. They've shown off a lot of patience offensively, have worked their way to a 1-1 game as we approach the final 2 minutes of this opening quarter.
So Syosset's in a little bit of a 2-2-2 set here, right? Kind of dodging the alleys and then popping.
Disque shoved a couple of times from behind, able to stay on the ball initially, but then throw it away.
That's where you dodge hard. You draw some slides. You got to move it, right? You got to move the ball, try to get the action on the backside. That's what Coach Calabria is looking for. Maybe hold on to it a little bit too long there.
And again, this is a group still finding their rhythm. 7 new starters this season for Syosset, but even more than that, just the high-level talent that was lost off of last season's team. 5 guys going Division I. A.J. Alexander, Jason Singer, those 2 guys, absolute beasts season ago, and it's a rare rebuilding year, quote unquote, for John Calabria. Syosset typically a program that reloads, but they're still finding their way in the early going of the season. It feels like, I keep saying it, but it's true that they're approaching where they want to be.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing is that, like in a lot of sports, defense is usually ahead of offense early in the season. And although this is a spring sport, the weather hasn't been great, right? And sticks tend to get better when it gets warmer. So it's hard offensively to find those identities and skills, right, when you're kind of dealing with the elements out there.
It was a diving shot for Joe Moran, stopped by Zach Finkelstein. And Finkelstein, one of the few bright spots for Syosset in the early going of this year, already one of the top goaltenders in the county, replacing Joey Greco. And he might have to face some more shots here as Syosset turns it over.
Yeah, that was a great save, right? He just got his body in front of it. There was no room for that ball to squeeze it anywhere.
Finkelstein, just a junior. Didn't play at all last year, again behind Joey Greco, who's now at IMG Academy, likely heading to Penn State next season. But Finkelstein is acclimated quickly, doing a good job.
Yeah, I was talking with Coach Calabria before the game and kind of made a little comment. Like, I was doing a little research. I can't believe how many great goalies Syosset has had, from Danny Loftus to Brian Oakes, Clovis, Ryan Feit, Joey Greco, right? It's just unbelievable the amount of goalies they've had.
Oh, what a dodge by Nowak, and he draws a flag as he gets checked inside the crease.
Rob Camposa was a goalie too, played at Stony Brook. Now he's been an assistant at the Naval Academy. Just a bunch of really good goalies for Syosset, and Finkelstein fits right in.
So that penalty will carry over into the second quarter. 1-1 game after one on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Parents and athletes, why leave your college career in the hands of amateurs? Varsity Media produces professional college recruiting videos that you can use to help land a spot on the team. Our highlight reels have proven to save thousands of dollars in college tuition. You've worked hard and put the effort into your high school athletic career. Don't take any chances when it comes to your future. Varsity Media has been producing college recruiting videos since 2010. We understand what college coaches are looking for, and our attention to detail on your highlights will separate your resume from others. Stand out from the crowd. We'll help showcase your talents. Contact Varsity Media today and order a college recruiting video.
Back to it at Syosset High School, and a tragedy in the Syosset community this week. There was a fire that led to 7 families or seven homes being just devastated. And if you want to donate, you can head to the Syosset Chamber of Commerce, and there's a link there where you can give some money to help those people out. Certainly a good cause, and the number you can call is 516-265-4357 if you want to donate. Syosset, a community that at this point it wasn't always this way, but now so predicated around lacrosse. You got to figure game like this uplifting, given that recent tragedy over the last 20 years. It's become such an integral part of this area.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that's been great about lacrosse throughout college, anywhere, is that it's such a tight-knit community. People are just willing to help each other out, donate, and sure, anything you can do to help out would be tremendous.
So the penalty will start for Kellenberg once they lose this run of possession.
So Kellenberg's in a 3-3 set. Right, again, the Syosset SEAL team. Right, little carry there out of the 3-3.
As that pass mishandled by Michael Felicetti. And Syosset will look to clear and ride this penalty out, but that ground ball missed and a big hit put on by Nowak. Low-scoring game, so these opportunities feel so pivotal as that shot wide of net. Nowak put a lot of heat on it.
Yeah, just missed there. Right, nice low shot towards the lower corner. Looks like we're even now, right? Teams are even. And Coach Moran was saying that's very important for his guys offensively to find the matchups, right? It was really about creating matchups and trying to get the right guys on the right people.
Quick dodge put on. Hunting for room is Nowak. Going back inside. Jump shot and another flag as that ball went in. And it is a goal, a spectacular one for Adrian Nowak.
That was a tremendous series there. Nowak had the guy hung up, the defender hung up at X. The goalie kind of came out, forced him out. He dodged hard, drew a double, and then rolled back and took on the double, and then a little miscommunication leaving him, and then he just went super hard. I mean, for a high school kid to go that hard to the cage and knowing that you might take a hit by somebody, now you see why he's a St. John's commit, and Coach Miller's decided to get him into the program.
He called that one an and one for Adrian Nowak. Again, a kid who plays his best on the biggest stages, had a 4-goal and 2-assist game in the CHSAA title game a year ago. It's a heck of a talent. Already 32 points, that was his, or 33 points on the year. That was his 20th goal on the season.
Yeah, Coach Calabria is not happy with that last call. That to me, that's one of the hardest things, college or high school, to officiate, is that in the crease, push, not a push. Yeah. Just a really subjective, very tough call for the referees, right? But they awarded it a goal, and
defensively, what do you tell your players to do in those situations? Because obviously you have all that momentum and you're chasing the guy. You can't just do a hard stop, right?
Yeah, you just got to try to ride that hip, kind of push him. You want to push him behind into the crease. As a goalie, it's that tough situation where you don't really want to take a hit. Do you come out? Do you not come out? So it's really just.
And a big turnover forced by Syosset. Luca Cutolo, the long stick running up, and he'll fire from distance. That was ambitious from Luca Cutolo.
Yeah, so, that's a big momentum. We call, at Oyster Bay, my assistant coach likes to say pole goal. Who's going to get a pole goal today? Those are such momentum builders. So, again, tried for a high bounce shot there.
As a coach, do you like that shot, or say, ease it up a little bit, Luca, not from that far out?
No, yeah, I like the shot. I like the aggressiveness. That was just a little bit. That was, I know you're a Nick guy, right? That's like that's Barrett or someone Steph Curry range.
Yeah, right. But not everyone's Steph Curry is the issue.
For sure.
Yeah.
I actually like, for a pole there, I actually like just to keep it high.
Yeah.
Just let that thing fly high, because for a goalie it's tough to read it. As soon as you bounce it, it kind of gives me a chance to really track it a little bit better.
You got to figure, though, everyone on your bench, you see your pole pulling up like that, there's a little bit like, oh man, is he going to make it?
Yeah, and from what I've heard of from what I've heard of Cutolo, right, he's all gas, right? So I don't think anyone expected a pass there.
Oh man, that's awesome. All right, Tyler Birch will restart it for Syosset.
Yeah, we had a 30-second penalty, right, on 15, so Syosset's now man up. Again,
pristine ball movement for a second for the Braves, but a little bit of sloppiness again.
Again, shutting off Accardo. All right, I'm sure that's not the first time that this has happened all season. So really what you're saying is, can your 5 secondary guys beat our four poles? One of those poles, Foley, right, he's going to Tampa, who's currently ranked number 1 in the country, Division II.
And so far, Syosset, the answer to that question has been no. Kellenberg has held up well, down a man a couple of times early in this game.
Yeah, and that's the thing about being shut off on man up. It's like, do you want to clog things up, right? When you get shut off in 6-on-6, you can go set picks, you can kind of do some of those things, but
Nowak charges in again, straight to the cage, and he's denied by Finkelstein. Ryan Foley forced a turnover to start the break for Kellenberg, but unable to pay it off thanks to a great stop by Finkelstein.
Great stop, tracked it, stick dropped, right? He went to his knees there, hit him right in the belly.
And that's about as pristine of a look as Nowak will get now. An open look on the other end of things. Giovinco denied by Villa.
Yeah, off stick high, good stop.
That pass skims wide of its intended target, but a quick stick to pick it up that time by, I believe, Felicetti.
That Giovinco shot there, he actually shot it near side there, low and away, right, is a tougher save there for the goalie.
An event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event? Look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
So timeout taken by Sean Moran at Kellenberg. He's had a pretty spectacular run. 4 years, 4 Catholic AA titles. Previously, Kellenberg hadn't won a AA title since 2000. And the Firebirds, again, a propensity to get off to a slow start the last couple of seasons, but they always seem to hit their stride right around now and giving Syosset all they can handle in the early going here.
Yeah, it's great. He's an alumni of Kellenberg, right? He wore the blue and gold, right? So it's always nice to hear of a coach who's coaching at his alma mater and, you know, trying to raise their level.
There's something a little extra special about it. And again, they through 4 years they've been really great, falling last season in the New York State playoffs to Iona Prep. Suffered the same fate in 2019, but certainly a program on the rise, winning the Catholic AA state title in 2017, back in Moran's first season.
So Syosset there defensively looks like they ratcheted up the pressure a little bit, and they were really pressing out, and, you know, a little bit of a strategy there coming out of the timeout for Syosset.
Or excuse me, quick correction. They won the title just before Moran's first season.
So here, you know, unsettled situation. This is where a coach really wants to find his matchups. So they're open here, right? There's no crease, right? They're open set here. You know that when they start pressing out, right, it gives you a lot of green space to run towards the cage.
Kellenberg trying to take advantage of it. Pass lofted in, a diving shot. And a crease violation, I think, was the call that denied the goal from Matt Cleary.
Yeah, it was a good hard dodge by Nowak, right? Feed left-handed, skip down to the corner, right, just in the crease. But, you know, that's a real nice find there. So now they're shutting off Accardo. They got a short stick on him in the 6-on-6 game here. So now he's shut off.
Yeah, Giovinco, the second leading scorer for the Braves, firing wide of the cage. And Ryan Voigt unable to win that battle for the loose ball with Owen Fitzgerald, so it'll go back Kellenberg's way.
Yeah, Fitzgerald, Coach Moran was talking about him, just how aggressive he is and how good he is off the ground. So he's really excited having those guys defensively down there.
Yeah, Fitzgerald, the junior, probably the best overall athlete on this Kellenberg team, a guy who's going to be an absolute monster next season as a senior, but is already coming into his own.
Yeah, I mean, left-handed defenseman. I mean, that's, if I was to be reincarnated as a lacrosse player, it would be as a lefty defender who can take the ball away from people.
What did you play back in high school?
Yeah, so I was a goalie, right? I
Yeah.
played goalie at Hicksville, played 2 years of Division I ball at UMass, and then finished at Adelphi. So I played goalie, and we just had a little 20-year reunion for our national championship team. So it's been a good little month here.
Oh, nice. And John Calabria was there just a couple years ahead of you.
Yeah, so John was there. He was a dynamic crease attackman.
All American.
Yeah, scored a bunch of goals. Yeah, so that's kind of how my connection with John came about. I actually was John's student teacher at Syosset. He gave me kind of the start in coaching, right, on a staff with some really great people. Ronnie Caputo, who's now at Duke. Kieran O'Brien, who was at Massapequa, right? So I owe a lot to John to kind of get me started in teaching and coaching.
couple nice stops there from Chucky Villa as Giovinco tried to beat him around the edge, attacking from X, but Villa right on top of it.
Yeah, so here again, shutting off Ricardo, right? So now I anticipate seeing some sort of picks, some picks here, unless they really like that matchup.
David Disquet got an inside angle, trying to find the ball, and the rebound was Ricardo, but again, Villa has been on top of it all morning.
Yeah, you just can tell, like, the energy he has, a loose ball with the clamp, with the clear.
Oh, that was an ambitious clear pass, but he got it up to Joe Moran.
Another timeout there, good timeout by Coach Moran. But yeah, you see, Villa's sprinting to the huddle. He's the first guy, right? He's feeling good about himself right now.
Yeah, with good reason, a 2-1 lead for his Firebirds will step aside on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effects set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email jeff@varsitymedia.net.
Back to it on the Varsity Media Sports Network. A look inside that Kellenberg huddle. Similar to last season when Kellenberg started 0-4. A slow start this year. They lost by a combined 4 goals to Half Hollow Hills East and Wantagh. But that win over Cary really got things going. Easy to forget because Cary lost quite a bit of talent, but they're just a year removed from one of the best seasons in program history. And from there, back-to-back wins over Catholic League competition. And the Firebirds, I think a big part of it is they've just gotten healthier. And it feels like they're kind of getting some cohesion as the season has gone along.
Yeah, and I feel like that's why I think this game against a non-league, perennial Class A team, I think it's a big game for them. And, good time out there. I think it feels like two-goal lead in this game at any point is gonna be really important. So, second half you're a little more conservative with your timeouts, using them. But I like that one there.
Yeah, right now possession just so crucial.
So it looks like Syosset's they're pressing out. It looks like a bit of a zone. I think Syosset's in a zone right now where they're just ratcheting up the pressure, right? Not afraid to double team. Offensively, you got to move it quick here.
Nowak had an angle and hit off the crossbar.
Yeah, so when you pressure like that, it's kind of you live and die by it, right? You're going to give up maybe a little more shots, but I think Syosset wants to speed this game up a little bit and get a little more, try to get some transition.
And to your point, recognizing that when Kellenberg's been settled on defense, they've been pretty ironclad.
Yeah, you expected to get maybe a little transition out of the face-off game, and so far that hasn't happened. So you got to create it.
Couple of fakes and then a shot wide of net, but a nice dodge by Joe Moran.
Yeah, that's a great, little fake there, hands high, little swim. I think that's also, you start to pressure, right? It really emphasizes the approaches by the defense. You got to take good approaches. And, they were kind of sliding with their sticks there rather than sliding with the shoulder.
Diving attempt off the mark for Matt Cleary.
All right, let's see if we can clear it. All right, this has been a little bit of an adventure for both teams.
AJ Zuleta, good look up the field, and again, Syosset will have another opportunity, but part of it's been the goaltending of Villa, but Kellenberg also just positionally so solid. To your point earlier, Brian, their slides have been so on point. It feels like there hasn't been really anything clean outside of the one goal for Syosset.
No, it's tough, right? It's tough. It's we haven't really seen Ricardo be able to handle the ball, right? That's a quick shot there, easy save, a quick pitch out, right? Good clear away from the box, right? That's what you want to do because when guys are changing towards the box, you want to try to get some transition out the other side.
Oh wow, Moran just dropped a defender on that quick move, and it'll give Kellenberg an opportunity to reset their offense. Final 3 minutes of the second quarter.
I just feel like the next goal is huge for either team, or if Syosset can tie it up at 2-2, or if Kellenberg can stretch it to a 2-goal lead, I think that's a big thing before the half.
Absolutely. Moran, quick move. He just separates so easily. We've seen that a couple times from Moran.
Go hard, right? That's the key to lacrosse. You go hard, right? You see if someone can stop you. So far, he's got his hands free, right? Just missing the cage.
The best dodger on this team, according to Sean Moran. You would have thought I would have checked if there was some relation there, but I did not ask.
I actually did. It's
not.
Thank
you. All right, well, I'm glad you're on top of it,
My
Brian.
father-in-law is a JV coach at Chaminade, and I was asking him, is Moran his kid? He goes, no, he's got younger kids at home, so no relation.
Anzelon will throw it up top. Brendan Dunster turning the corner. Chased from behind by Birch. Nowak from up high. Draws the long pole. And Cutolo circles, fires. Finkelstein grabs it.
Good stop, right? Stayed big, right? Nowak shot it out of the roll dodge. Good move, right? Good hard move. Great save. Give him some credit. I was actually watching some video with Nowak, and I was trying to figure out watching the clips if he was righty or lefty. So he seems like he can go both equally as well. So that was a shot with his right hand there.
Yeah, usually a good sign for an attacker when you're not quite sure about that. So with Kellenberg up by 1:52 to go in the second quarter, we will step aside on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
The best action shots and the best angles look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
John Calabria in his 21st season as the head coach at Syosset. And, I didn't know this before talking to John. In my mind, Syosset was just always a power, but he was noting when I came in, we were a walkover program. Syosset was the game. Brian, you were telling me this. We'd kind of go in and get to pad your stats, but Calabria said, there was a lot of talent in the youth programs. They just had to be developed correctly. He pushed a lot of those kids, bringing them up in middle school to play in high school, and all of a sudden Syosset turned a corner, winning a county title in 2007, a Long Island championship over a dominant West Islip program in 2008, 3 more in 2012, 2015, and 2016. And now the Braves are one of the names on Long Island, but it wasn't that way 2 decades ago.
No, it's an amazing transformation. I was lucky enough to be there for a little bit of it. Just the Cohen brothers, the Loftus brothers, Brian Danvers, Kincannon, and O'Keefe, right? It's just they've been rolling out some tremendous Division I talent ever since, and it's seemingly never going to stop, right? With the commitment that Calabria has and the staff and the youth. Just a tremendous transformation for Syosset.
Accardo, one of the next men up in that lineage, beat a double team, got a decent look, but Villa sort of angled him off from getting a clean shot. So circling now, Giovinco. Inside dodge, ducking in, Villa, easy stuff.
It's great defense, right? Great defense by Foley, the Tampa commit, forcing him inside, really giving him no angle, and goalie stood tall there on the pipe. Again, the shutting off of Accardo has really been in Kellenberg's favor. I was asking Coach Moran if they thought Syosset might, shut off Nowak at some point, and they're like, we're ready for it, we practice for it, and let alone not knowing that they would use the same strategy there on Accardo today.
And Accardo has about twice as many goals as anyone else on the Syosset team, so it makes a lot of sense. I'm sure we've seen similar defenses at different times this year. He's been able to score despite it, but Kellenberg, to your point, led by Foley, they've done a particularly good job on it.
Yeah, and you mentioned stamina. It's like there hasn't been a ton of face-offs in this game, but you scrap on the face-offs. Now you get shut off the whole game. You got to work to get open. Eventually it could take his toll, if not, in the later in the game.
Yeah, Accardo, just a guy who never comes up man up, man down. He's always in.
There's a chance to get him the ball.
Instead, Birch angled off. And now a fire from deep by Giovinco has been off the mark so far. We'll stay with Syosset, 10 seconds on the clock.
So they're shutting off a Carter with Moran, right? Who was, I think, was one of those players that they didn't have earlier in the season.
So it's Disque attacking and scoring! Syosset ties it up at 2 inside the final 5 seconds of this first half.
Yeah, so, you know, as a coach, right, one, you'd love to score a goal before a half. As the other side, you don't want to give up a goal at half, but again, went hard, little over the head check at the goal line, you know, probably not the check you want in that situation, short time, but again, you go hard in this game, you go hard to the cage, great things happen. So a tremendous move there.
And I think you made a great point before, Brian. 3-1 would have felt like a really significant lead the way this game was going. Obviously, 2-2, a completely different story. In Kellenberg, it's tough. You get the better of play essentially the whole first half.
I was just going to say,
now you have
watch
to face
out
one
for
more
it.
shot from Ricardo. Pass it off. Shot put on and off the mark. Syosset, they weren't content with a tie, hoping for the lead. Ryan Voigt couldn't quite get it down, so a 2-2 game. But Kellenberg, I thought, clearly got the better of play over the course of that first half. But on the scoreboard, it doesn't really matter. Tied up at 2.
Yeah, it was 4.5. That's plenty of time, right? He came out the front exactly what they were hoping not to have happen. But that's, you know, Calabria and Syosset have a lot to build on there with the way they ended that half. A clear face-off win. A kid, not a Cardo, went hard and scored against that pole pressure. So exactly how you would want to end that half.
All right, so we'll give you a sec, pop off the couch, maybe make some lunch real quick. Come on back in 10 minutes. Second half underway, all tied up at 2, looking like it'll be a great finish here at Syosset.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effect sets and music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email jeff@varsitymedia.net. For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
At Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see a region that lives, feels, and pulses with energy. But before it all, we see you, because it's your lives that breathe life into this island. At Catholic Health, we're able to provide the highest quality, most innovative care for your body, because our culture cherishes your humanity. Long live Long Island.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effect sets and music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net. For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
At Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see a region that lives, feels, and pulses with energy. But before it all, we see you, because it's your lives that breathe life into this island. At Catholic Health, we're able to provide the highest quality, most innovative care for your body, because our culture cherishes your humanity. Long live Long Island.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCAST,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effect set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net. For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
At Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see a region that lives, feels, and pulses with energy. But before it all, we see you, because it's your lives that breathe life into this island. At Catholic Health, we're able to provide the highest quality, most innovative care for your body, because our culture cherishes your humanity. Long live Long Island.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCAST,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
So it was a big goal by Syosset to tie this game up at 2. David Disquet in the closing 5 seconds of that first half. But this is not the only big matchup this week on the Varsity Media Sports Network. On Saturday, 2 of the best in Suffolk, West Islip at Bayport Blue Point. And that's going to be a heck of a game. I mean, West Islip, we were just talking about perennial powerhouse, Bayport, Blue Point on the rise in both boys and girls lacrosse. Certainly one that I'm looking forward to. But Brian, that's not all we have this week on the Varsity Media Sports Network. One of the bigger events we've ever broadcast on Varsity Media, the Gains for Brains. It's for a fantastic cause. The one I'm looking out for on Saturday, Northport against New Canaan, 2 of the top 5 teams in America. 3 more games that day, 3 more games on Sunday. Just a great event for a good cause, and you can catch it all on the Varsity Media Sports Network. And we have a heck of a matchup here. Kellenberg, I thought, Brian, got the better of the play in that first half, but Syosset, that crucial late goal nullified that advantage.
Yeah, and I think, later there in the second quarter, Kellenberg had a bunch of times where they got their hands free, they got a good shot, just missed the net. As a coach, those are missed opportunities, right? So chance to go up 2, maybe 3, and then it stays 2-1, and Syosset's able to capitalize there late right before the half. So, clean slate here, 2-2, right? As a coach, you kind of. This is just a restart, right? And now the idea is to kind of opening whistle, right? Trying to get that first one here. 3-2 is a huge advantage.
And Brian, we noted you're not just the coach of Oyster Bay, but the co-founder of Breakout Goaltending. I thought for both those goaltenders, just a spectacular first half.
Yeah, I think they're making the saves that they're supposed to, and they're they're communicating, right? It seems as though that the defense and the goalie are connected in there, kind of knowing what they're going to do. It's kind of 2 different philosophies, right? You had Kellenberg kind of playing tight and then making it real tough, and then, somewhere in the second quarter there, it's like we're going to start pressuring a bit. So as a goalie, right, you just know the style, and for me, that shows a tremendous amount of confidence in Finkelstein to make saves if you're going to be able to challenge them. You have a chance that you can give up more shots.
And Bill, on the other end of things, you noted it. You could just see his body language really rolling from a confidence perspective. We'll see if that continues after giving up that late goal. I thought he was so good on his clears, too. I mean, the ability to be decisive, push the ball up the field, and you don't have to compete against, as you were saying, that vicious ride from Syosset.
Yeah, it just seems like he's developed a presence in there. Big kid, 6 foot tall in there. You got to beat him, right? A good shot's got to beat him.
Oh, wow, and another face-off win this time. James Rosellen as Kellenberg collectively dominating Luca Accardo, a guy who hadn't lost a face-off in his previous 3 games.
But he lost it, and then he just the warrior in him. He just went and got it. So he ain't ever gonna quit.
And Accardo double-teamed on and off throughout this game. Certainly a defender within his vicinity at all times, still looking to find a rhythm. Hasn't gotten a great look since his opening goal.
So I love to look at matchups. So now you have Owen Fitzgerald now who's guarding Accardo, right? So that's a great matchup. And you see it's a lefty, right? Lefty on a righty. That's usually, lefties have a better chance there guarding a good right-handed dodger.
Birch set a screen for Voigt, but nothing doing. A lot of screens in the Syosset offense. Giovinco trying to turn the corner, can't do it, as his shot is deflected by the pole, Ryan Foley.
Loose ball here, right?
And winning the scramble is Kellenberg. And now they'll have an unsettled attack. Nowak circling, always dangerous.
Yeah, so again, another good matchup there, Nowak and Katola.
And a shot inside and a goal to open this second half. Joe Moran gives Kellenberg the lead once again.
Yeah, I was at halftime. I was looking at the trainer's card, and Moran was on it. Looks like he has a little wrap there. I think it was just a turf burn or some kind of cut, but good thing that it wasn't something serious, and he comes right out of the halftime and scores a short-sided goal there.
And that was set up by Nowak, circling the cage, drawing a whole lot of attention, dumping it to Moran. Moran paying it off.
Yeah, that's a crafty finish there, in tight, and to sneak that near side, right? That's a good shot, right? That's a tough one for a goalie.
And what an answer for Kellenberg. Felt like Syosset had all that momentum off that last-second goal coming to the second half, and Kellenberg, couple minutes in, quick answer. Accardo, good fight. and draws a penalty right away. So charging off for Kellenberg, James Rosellin. And Syosset will have, I believe, a man up. Yeah, so an illicit cross-check on James Rosellin.
So that's a minute. So again, it was a 50-50 fight for that face-off, but Accardo, comes up with the ground ball, right, runs hard through it and picks up a penalty, and this would be big for Syosset here to get a man-up goal. Because 6-on-6, nothing's come easy, so get one here.
And a chance to get right back in after Kellenberg scored just 90 seconds into this half.
Kellenberg, good job rotating there.
Circling is Disquet. Over to Voigt.
Another flag.
Wow. Side armor stopped by Villa. And dodging out of the pack is Voigt. Voigt found some space but was dispossessed by Owen Fitzgerald. But now the second flag will kick in.
Yeah, so another good save by Villa there. Giovenco came out. I think it was left-handed. Shot it low towards the stick side. Great stop. So now they're going to be 2 men down for 26 seconds more in the first foul. So you see 4 poles out there, right? They're going to kind of keep it super tight and definitely want to find where Accardo is. He's there in the middle there. He's going to pop.
Kevin Murray, number 1, the new pole into the game. Bouncer skims wide of the cage. Yeah, what do you tell your team in these situations down 2 guys?
Stay tight, find the shooter, right? Find the guy, the shooter. If someone else scores that's not known for their outside shooting, then you tap them on the head and say, good job.
All you can do. As that pass too tall, and Syosset again, all game long has not been particularly precise in trying to take advantage of these opportunities.
Yeah, I also give a credit to Kellenberg, right? Their sticks have been in the lanes, right? They've been picking off some passes, right? Again, some long-rangey guys.
Oh, that one hit the sidebar.
Pipe, yeah. So again, it seems to be a spot. I don't know if it's a scout that they've been shooting on Villa, right? Down low to his stick side, right? He's made a few, right? They still keep hammering that spot.
Disquet, lob pass in, just a one-man advantage, only 10 seconds left in the penalty. Syosset trying to take advantage of it, a crucial juncture of this game. Voigt, and he missed his intended target in Accardo, and we're back to even strength.
Yeah, so Accardo was shut off, right, and 31, right, just didn't recognize that he was shut off and still threw it his way. So now it went from 2 men down to 1 man down, and when they're only 1 man down, they're shutting off Accardo. They didn't do that when it was, when they were 2 men down.
Anzalone working the clear, and he finds his way up the field.
Anytime you can kill a 2 men down, right, not give up a goal, and if you can get one, then that's a huge motivator, and the bench would definitely start to chirp it up after that.
And Kellenberg, they've just played a very even-keeled game. I mean, the 2 times Syosset has scored, they responded almost immediately. Defensively, they don't seem to get rattled. Again, Chucky Villa in his first year, starting as a junior, coming up from JV, he doesn't seem to get rattled. It's a really good group for Sean Moran. And Joe Moran straight in, and his second goal and the biggest lead of this game for the Firebirds.
Yeah, he's done that move. That's the second and third time. He's gotten to the middle of the field with his hands high, ready to fire.
Again, Kellenberg started off this season 0-5. They're now looking for their 4th consecutive win. Joe Moran, 2 straight goals.
So it looks like they kind of Syosset got a little bit didn't match up, and the approach to Moran was to the very difficult side, not to his right, and Kellenberg was kind of in that open set where there was no set crease and there was no guy who was kind of predetermined to slide there and let Moran go right down the middle.
What's the adjustment on that from Syosset defensively?
No, I just think it was kind of a unsettled type of situation where I think that, as a goalie, you just got to kind of get the adjacent guys in and pack the crease, right, until you can get your matchups and get settled. Because if Moran sees someone there in the middle, he might pull that one back out, and you can live to fight a 6-on-6.
Ricardo will look to attack from up top. Now it's the long pole, Owen Fitzgerald on him. It's been a combination of Fitzgerald and Foley who have, by and large, held Ricardo in check. Ricardo now will have a look, and Villa a quick stick to deny him.
Good save, right, low to low there. I like what Syosset's starting to do there with having Ricardo involved in the pick game. So either he's getting his hands free, or if they were to switch, right now you get a short stick on him.
And an offside against Kellenberg. And the long clear by Finkelstein up to Voigt. Transition opportunity for Syosset. Wide open over the middle was Giovinco, but, I mean, what a deflection there from Ryan Foley.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be, I call them nuggets, right? Or some people, say like kind of radar, right? Get that stick on the ball, but that's got to be 4 or 5 tip passes or pickoff passes by the Poles from Kellenberg.
Yeah, that one crucial because Giovinco, he had no one in his vicinity right on that crease.
Yeah, it was a 3-on-2. It was a great outlet by the goalie. After the offsides, Kellenberg really didn't get organized to even get that guy back yet, so it was still 3-on-2.
Giovinco able to turn the corner, but Villa right there for the easy stop. Now Villa will try and kick off transition, but the pass a little sloppy. Good recovery on it by Moran. And a burst of speed the other way for Brendan Dunster straight down Main Street as he gets beat up by Cutolo, and the flag, that was a heck of a throw from the official, comes soaring in.
They're offsides again.
And Kellenberg will take a timeout, so possession.
I don't know, something.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll figure it out. We gotta,
I don't know if they had 7 on that side or if they had, but
Yeah, well, we got a timeout to figure it out. 4-2 lead for Kellenberg over Syosset on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see a region that lives, feels, and pulses with energy. But before it all, we see you, because it's your lives that breathe life into this island. At Catholic Health, we're able to provide the highest quality, most innovative care for your body, because our culture cherishes your humanity. Long live Long Island.
So Kellenberg avoiding potentially an offsides penalty with the quick timeout. Good call by Sean Moran. And we wanted to remind you of all the fantastic services we offer here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, including college recruiting videos. We'll give you some custom editing effects to help your players stand out, your choice of music, and a link to send out to college coaches. So why sign up? Gives you an opportunity to save a whole lot of money on college tuition, help your kid land a spot on the team of his or her dreams, and stand out from the competition. So contact us at 516-403-2050 or email jeff@varsitymedia.net. Mention this ad for 10% off. Kellenberg in possession, a 2-goal lead. And for Syosset, certainly not desperation time, still plenty of time left on the clock, but they haven't found any kind of cohesive rhythm. Both of their goals, at least to me, Brian, feel a little bit disconnected. One with the advantage and Luca Ricardo getting that wide open shot, and then just sort of a great dive to the net by David Disque. But there haven't been any stretches of really cohesive offense for Syosset, and time is sort of running out on them to find their rhythm in this one.
Yeah, I think that's what when we talked to Coach Moran, he wanted to kind of play a non-transition type 6-on-6 type game, and that's what they've been getting. And here's Syosset pressing out, right, trying to change the pace of this game and get it a little more in their favor to get some on the back end, right? They had a little transition there before, but a great stick picked off that pass where you had a 3-on-2. That's what Syosset wants to get into, those odd situations.
Anzalone to Moran. I thought it was interesting talking to Sean Moran. I said, what are the keys to the game? And he said, we don't want to go down big early. And I think that's exactly what you're talking about. Syosset's so deadly when they have momentum. As Finkelstein gets a big stop. Wow. But a second chance. Circling is Cleary. Cleary lofts it in. Finkelstein able to deny it again.
Yeah, I think that might have hit. The second one might have hit the pipe. First one, he got all of that one. That was a great save. That was a momentum save. You know, pencil that in. 5:04, third quarter, doorstop save. If Syosset can come back and win this game, that could be a key.
Gage Staccato threw it away.
Yeah, so again, you got to keep. If you're Syosset, you turned it over. You can't get down. You made a good stop. Now you just got to get it back, ride it back. Looks like a little bit of a 10-man type of ride here. Goalie's out. So now it's kind of like a zone press that you're trying there. But you know, Nowak was down there clearing it, a little punt return type clear. You know, legging it out. All right, Division I guy. You know, they're tough to stop.
Nowak using his screen. Tries to set one up right in front of net, and that, oh wow, that barely hit the crossbar. Point blank look for Cleary, and Syosset is just dodging bullets right now.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way Nowak feeds the ball. That was a great hard feed, cross crease. I think he might have got a piece of it, Finkelstein. If he did, chalked it up to 2 saves, keeping Syosset in this.
Accardo hunting for room. It was one of those passes from Nowak where you almost blink and you're like, did he really get that in there? He did, and Cleary just unable to put it home.
Yeah, it's almost like if in hockey where you have like that kind of slap shot type pass where it looks like he's going real hard. He has the motion like he's shooting it, and it's just a hard feed, and then that's just so tough defensively and goalie-wise. The fact that Finkelstein got over there is just tremendous. Syosset really needs a goal here.
Owen Azevedo on the ball, the sophomore midi. Syosset goes a little bit deeper into their bench.
You know, that could be Coach Calabria, right? Trying to push a little buttons here, giving some guys a run here, and seeing if someone can spark them, right? Try to find somebody to spark them. Again, the shutting off of Accardo, right? Moran, again, one of their best offensive players, is doing double duty here to shut off Accardo.
And ground ball run down hard by the Poles of Kellenberg.
That was a great ground ball by Chris Moore there.
And it'll be a shot off the mark for Moore. And another loose one. And this time Syosset will come up with it.
Oh, they called interference there. Again, another save, great save, keeping them in it. All right, so the goalie picked up the ball, and one of the guys who was off ball on Syosset kind of bumped or got in the way of a defender for Kellenberg, so they called interference.
So a reset right around midfield for Kellenberg.
You know, so it's 4-2. It could easily be 5 or 6-2, right? They just keep giving Kellenberg some opportunities here. And the goalie's really made a bunch of saves here to keep him in it.
And I think the same point you made when it was 2-1 holds true. Feels like the next goal will maybe not decide this game, but a goal in favor of Kellenberg could decide this game. 5-2 feels like such a big lead with how Syosset has struggled offensively. You go the other way, a little bit of momentum for the Braves could go a long way.
Yeah, definitely. So this offensive possession, right, Nowak or Moran, I think, are your guys who you want to initiate the offense here or be on the back end of a catch and shoot.
Anzalone looking for Moran. Pass skimmed over his head to Dunster, who was fortuitously positioned. Nowak, burst of speed. Cutolo sticking with him. Quick move by Moran. What a play, Moran, wide of net.
Yeah, I mean, that move is super tough. You know, he has 2 goals. It could easily have 4 or 5. If it keeps going hard like that.
Felicetti. Good look and a goal. 5-2, the lead for Kellenberg.
So that was Nowak, right? There was a feed to the backside, not to Nowak, to another guy who was wide open. And then just sometimes you get those fortuitous bounces, and Nowak, that's the last guy you want to get a good bounce. And he put it in the back of the cage.
So Nowak's second to match Moran's 2 for the game high. And again, Nowak, just one of those guys who plays his best against the best competition. And just from a historical perspective, this is a pretty cool game. Sean Moran saying, he's been around this Kellenberg program for right around 20 years, and he can never remember them playing Syosset. Called John Calabria this summer, and Calabria, to your point, Brian, always likes to play top competition, said no worries, let's make it happen. And Kellenberg on this big stage against his big-time opponent stepping up in a big way.
Yeah, you see Accardo there go. I sense a little bit of frustration on the Syosset side. Right, defensively, they've kind of stopped them. They keep coming back, and then Accardo there, went super hard to the cage. They really need to get a goal here.
Tyler Birch putting on the dodge.
So it's Syosset just really having a hard time winning any one-on-one matchups, and then it's the second or third time they've forced it into the crease there. And they're just not a high percentage offensive look.
And to your point, there hasn't been a lot of ball movement to compensate for Syosset. And worth noting, Syosset without, we maybe should have mentioned this a little earlier, without Dylan Stadler, that's a big deal as Nowak tries to make it 6-2, takes a tumble and comes down holding his ankle. Hopefully he's all right.
Again, little transition there for Kellenberg. Another ground ball for Moore on the defense. Got it to Nowak, and he just has another gear when he smells goal, right? So he goes hard.
And Stadler was supposed to be alongside Accardo, the top offensive option for the Braves this season. He has been dealing with a dislocated hip the entire season. No timetable for his return, so just one of those years for John Calabria. You lose A.J. Alexander, you lose a Jason Singer, and then one of your top returners goes out. There's just a deficit offensively that is so rare at a program like Syosset, and they're in the process of developing that young talent, but it's not all the way there yet. And a program like Kellenberg can expose it as that shot from all the way out. A different area code goes down. Looked like Michael Anzalone on the goal.
Yeah, I think it might have been Nowak again. I think it was Nowak.
Let's take a look. You're right, it was Adrian Nowak, excuse me. His third goal. What a shot.
So there was a penalty, right? Accardo had a penalty, right? So Syosset was a man down and, allowed for a little kind of step down there by Nowak, and he buried it low on the goalie. 6-2, right? Another goal, right? Another goal right now for Kellenberg's way. Another goal right before the half, at the end of the quarter. I mean, so those are big momentum goals.
Commanding 6-2 lead for Kellenberg. And again, with the way things have gone offensively for Syosset, it feels almost bigger than a 4-goal lead.
Yeah, and I was looking at the scoreboard before. It had shots were 20-13, right, for Syosset. And within the last 4 or 5 minutes, now it's tied up at 21, just shots. So they're dominating the possession for Kellenberg this third quarter.
Accardo again got tied up. Syosset gets the ball, I think because of what was happening on the periphery of that play with Diskay getting taken down. Diskay going hard to the cage and run off.
Under 10 seconds here, short time.
Diskay has a propensity in these types of situations, loses the ball, dunk shot put in with under 5 seconds left. Again, Syosset, this time it's Adam Giovinco in the final 5 seconds of a quarter. They find some offense, hadn't scored the entire third.
Yeah, so in hockey they call that puck luck, right, where the ball finds you. Syosset needed that one badly, a little role reversal before the half. All right, now we have Syosset getting a little. Actually, that's them twice, right, before the half.
Yeah, they got it in the final 5 seconds.
Yeah, so Syosset twice, right? So that's big. For them.
They've had more production in the final 5 seconds of quarters than they have the entire rest of the game. But again, that's David Diskay, who scored the goal at the end of the second quarter. I mean, to your point, it's luck on the bounce, but you don't get that bounce if he doesn't go hard to the cage.
He goes hard, yeah. You go hard, good things happen.
So a little bit of life for the Braves as Accardo will get the tie-up, and that'll run out the third quarter. 6-3 lead for Kellenberg over Syosset after 3. The Braves get a last-second goal. Kellenberg dominates the quarter. We'll see if Syosset has more of a response next on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see a region that lives, feels, and pulses with energy. But before it all, we see you, because it's your lives that breathe life into this island. At Catholic Health, we're able to provide the highest quality, most innovative care for your body because our culture cherishes your humanity. Long live Long Island.
Fourth quarter about to get underway here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, and another big game coming up this Saturday. It's West Islip at Bayport Blue Point, so not only top Nassau action, top Suffolk action here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. So Kellenberg a 6-3 lead over Syosset. We thought Brian Syosset might have had a little momentum coming into that second half with that last second goal. Similar story coming into this fourth quarter. They get a last second goal, but now down by 3 instead of tied up. Have you seen anything from this Braves offense that gives you an indication that they can mount a comeback here?
I just think that this is where the fourth quarter beginning, where your best players step up, and the fact that your best player is your face-off guy, 6'3", that 3-goal lead with a face-off guy like him is you don't feel comfortable as an opposing coach. So if you're going to have your best guy be anywhere and you need to come back, right, the face-off X is the spot. So this is where, let's see. Your top guys got to rise up here, and let's see how the fourth quarter shapes up.
And again, this isn't your typical Syosset team, but with all those top programs, you'll see them down 3-4 goals in a game. And to your point, Brian, the faceoff guy just starts taking over a win, and you can rip off 2 or 3 goals in a minute. And we've seen that from Syosset in those desperation situations at the end of quarters. They have the individual talent to create and to finish. The cohesion hasn't been there. And again, you got to give Kellenberg a whole lot of credit for the job they've done defensively.
Yeah, and just winning a few face-offs and at least tying it up so it's 50-50 ball and it's not transition. The only one you got was 4 seconds before the half. He punched one forward. That was the key, to not let him go forward, and it's only happened once.
And all game long, they've accomplished that as Accardo. That'll be an illegal check, and it'll be Syosset ball. So Diskay will start things off. As Accardo gets taken down, now the flag comes in, and Syosset will have an early man-up situation in this fourth quarter.
Huge, right? If you're Syosset and you can get a man-up within the first 15 seconds of the fourth quarter, down 3 goals, you sign up. But we got to figure out how we're going to get someone to score a man-up that's not Accardo, since he's been shut off the entire game when they've been man-up.
Accardo will start off with the ball.
Yeah, so let's see what Kellenberg does. As soon as he passes it, is 12 going to go jump him? There it comes. Here it comes. There it is. All right, shutting him off.
Instead, look inside for Syosset, and I mean that's been the question Kellenberg has posed all game long. Can anyone else beat us? The answer, by and large, has been no.
Yeah, I think Giovinco got to find a way to get his hands free. He's had a couple of shots. Goalie's made a few saves, but he's been able to get him on cage, right? So see if we can get him a shot down low there on the corner.
Voigt to Burge. Burge had his pass knocked away. 24 seconds left in the penalty. That's Accardo. Oh, good look inside, but intercepted. And we've seen that time and time again as Syosset tries to win it back on the ride. A flag comes in, and the long pole, Christian Terranova, able to recover for Kellenberg.
Yeah, again, another man down win for the Firebirds, and another picked off pass. Right, it's been kind of the tip passes, picked off passes. They've done a great job with that all game.
And an injured player on the other end of things for Kellenberg.
Yeah, he was fat. There's a flag down, right? That whatever happened where he's hurting, right? There was a flag thrown on that, whether it's a push or a cross check. So now, it's flipped. Now Kellenberg gets a man up where they've just had success when Nowak stepped down and scored that 6th goal was a man up goal.
And it looks like Julian Polina will come off for Kellenberg, or being helped off rather.
Yeah, he's had a great game, right? He's been the shut off Accardo guy on man down, and as a team finding roles for players, that's a super important job. Syosset's had maybe 4 or 5 man ups this game, and not having them score is could be the key.
And talking to Sean Moran this week, I mean, he could not have been any higher on Polina. I mean, talking about how good of a cover guy he was. I mean, as someone who's really trying to find his role on this team the last couple of years, and he's just been tremendous for Kellenberg all season long, and one of the MVPs of, to your point, that effort on Accardo.
Yeah, now just picking off that pass now led to a man up, right? That's great stuff.
A good sequence for him.
You gotta find 28. You gotta find 7, because those guys are gonna be at the end of this.
And unlike Syosset this game, the ball just really, really moving well for Kellenberg right now.
And also, Nowak and Moran, right? They can shoot from range, right? So that really stretches a defense, right? When you can shoot from the outside. We've seen Kellenberg being very kind of tight.
Final 10 seconds of the penalty. Now the shot's put on. Finkelstein fundamentally sound on the stop.
Great save, right? Low to low there by Anzalone, right? Great save. 4 or 5 great saves in the second half for Finkelstein, keeping him hanging around.
Ball skims out of the pack, and Syosset able to clear it. Nice athleticism on the run out that time by John Munoz.
Another deflected ball picked off by Moran. Foley. All right, so Foley knocked down that pass, picked up a GB. See why he's going to Tampa.
And now Kellenberg can slow things down to their heart's content with under 9 minutes to go in this one. Again, an early start here at Syosset High School. Spring break for both these teams, and an opening here for Joe Moran as he faces a collision.
Save. Right. Again, Moran's the last guy you want to leave open, right? And it's a huge stop there. A little transition.
Syosset trying to pay it off. Shot zipped, and Villa a big stop on the other end of things, denying Giovinco.
Back-to-back saves by the goalies. Again, that's the guy, Giovinco, in that spot, right? That's the spot that I think they're going to try to get him some shots. Just, stood tall there, big stop.
Giovinco coming off his best performance of the season. 4 goals, 2 assists against Plainview. Old Bethpage has not quite been able to build on it today. A couple of good opportunities. It's been the story for Syosset as a whole, and again, you give a whole lot of credit to Chucky Villa, who stood on his head and been fantastic. A circle there. Finkelstein, though, in good position to deter that shot.
Nowak's, he's really good at the kind of stop, a little change of direction, little slight hesitations in his dodge, right? Makes him very difficult to cover.
I thought you phrased it well earlier. He's a guy with different gears, and he's very aware of all those gears, and he gets another goal here.
Just a well-rounded player, right? He's righty, he's lefty, he's a feeder, he's a shooter. He just off-ball cut there, right? So, I don't know where he's seen at St. John's as a midi or an attackman, but it's just a well-rounded game there.
Kellenberg goal scored by number 28, Adrian Nowak.
So 7-3, Kellenberg up. Syosset, again, a couple of opportunities to get it back to 2 goals. Unable to beat Villa. Instead, it goes the other way in the lead. A game-high 4 for Kellenberg. And Kellenberg, after that slow start, 0-5, the emphasis was on finishing better. And in this game, they've been able to do that Finkelstein has had a number of great stops, but I think the ball placement, by and large, has been really good for Kellenberg on offense.
Yeah, and they've done a good job, attacking the cage. And when Syosset's kind of spread out, there's really no slide guy, and it's really telling you, hey, we want you to go to the cage, and we want to see if you can bury the ball. Right? They're challenging the Kellenberg offensive players to run by some people and to finish. Right? And that's one of the hardest things in lacrosse is to finish.
Moran, a quick scoop. And now he'll see two defenders. That was an ambitious look. Finkelstein got turned around, but able to get the stop.
Good stop. Again, good hard shot. Good save.
Now Cutolo will work the clear. Cutolo's great speed. We saw him try a shot from distance in the first half, maybe hunting for another one here. Instead, will lose possession. Azevedo sped in to pick it up before a flag came in.
Yeah, I think that, Fitzgerald jumped the ball there. I'm not sure if who they're getting here with the slash.
So the penalty, I believe, against Cutolo.
See, I thought they were calling a foul on Kellenberg, but it was actually a foul on Syosset there. Slash.
And another opportunity for Kellenberg to extend what is already a 4-goal lead. As Kellenberg from here on will finish up with Catholic League play. They take on St. John the Baptist on May 5th, and then travel to St. Dominic, or May 3rd, travel to St. Dominic on May 5th, and then a big game to close the regular season against Chaminade on May 10th.
Yeah, and I think that's what, right, I think Coach Moran told both of us, right, his mantra for the year was play for May. And, when the calendar's flipping over, you got a bunch of those games that really mean something. A lot of tradition, so it seems like they're peaking here at the right time.
It's been that way the last couple of years for this Firebirds program. Good look inside. Cleary gets it to go. An 8th goal for Kellenberg and a game-high 5-goal advantage for the Firebirds.
Great execution there on the man up, right? They had the crease guy, was real high there and took the feed and ran through a check, right? Ran through a check there. Kept his feet moving, as a goalie, right? If a shooter is moving, right, it kind of just changes the whole ball game there. So, nice job finding a seam, catching the ball, finishing.
And Sean Moran mentioned that Cleary and Nowak both really emphasized fundamentals this offseason, dodging a little bit faster, working on the ball placement on their shots, and I think we've seen that from both of those guys, the speed they get on those shots, the accuracy in which they shoot them, and it's paying off right now for Kellenberg with a 5-goal advantage.
Yeah, it seems like they're developing some real chemistry there on the offensive end, and the guys are just knowing where guys are going to be and trusting them and putting the ball where it's supposed to be. So I think it's big here, regardless if it leads to a win or not. I think it's really important for the psyche of Syosset to finish this game the right way.
As Accardo is turned over that time by Owen Fitzgerald.
He's a tremendous player. Just relentless, great off the ground, aggressive.
And again, only a junior.
So now it's 8-3. Let's.
Dunster works to give and go with Cleary. Extra pass. Beautiful offense for Kellenberg, and it's Michael Felicetti paying it off with his 2nd goal of this game. Kellenberg just rolling now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you get up 8-3, 5 minutes to go, right? Do you get a possession? Nope, right? Straight to the gas pedal. A little breakdown by Syosset, a little extra pass there to the backside. Just again, they're sharing the ball. And I think that on offense, right? You share the ball, you move the ball, it makes you very difficult to defend.
And to your point for Syosset, this was a team that had really built some momentum the last couple of games, wins over Bethpage, Lehigh, a 15-goal win just 2 days ago over Plainview, Old Bethpage, JFK. But now if you're Syosset, you come off of this game, you get Freeport, maybe not the toughest game in the world, but then Port Washington's really good. And down the stretch, you have Farmingdale, you have Massapequa, you have Oceanside. Still a lot of challenging games on the schedule. And how you finish this one, I mean, and Brian, you know a lot better than I do, that has some carryover effect into the next couple of games.
I mean, with they got Massapequa, they got Farmingdale, right? Those games was circled beginning of the year, right? This is about Syosset right now. They got to figure some things out and really start to kind of get themselves in a mentality where they feel good about themselves.
And ducking in and missing from point-blank range is Joe Moran. Finkelstein did a good job coming out of the cage to deter him. And Finkelstein will stay out of the cage.
Yeah, so they're locking off double, right? Double teams, got to turn them back into this. That's what you want. Right?
Pass intended for Dunster and picked off. Finkelstein leading the charge going the other way up to A.J. Zuleta.
Knocked down another one.
Yeah, and
another one.
Kellenberg their checking game has just been so strong throughout.
Always have their sticks in the lane, right? They're well coached at that, and their ability to kind of keep their stick in the lane and knock down those passes. There's opportunities there. If that pass can get there, it just can't get there.
Been the story of this morning for Syosset.
So let's see if they take the air out of this a little bit, right? 4 minutes, 9-3, Wouldn't hurt you to kill a minute and a half, 2 minutes off this clock. So Syosset, let's see if they have an athletic goalie, right? He's athletic, right? He comes out, and then when the ball gets behind, they can send the double team.
And instead, another one put home by Dunster. Great run to the cage for him.
Yeah, that's one of those defensively where you're not sure if they're really going to go to the cooker or not, and then they do, and you kind of let yourself down a little bit, right? So again, I wouldn't be shocked to see a timeout here by Calabria. And this timeout's not really about this game. It's more about finishing this 3 minutes and 40 seconds the right way.
So Syosset will look to wrap up strong, down by 7. We'll step aside on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
We noted it a little bit earlier, but a tragedy in the Syosset community this week, a fire devastating the Hidden Ridge condo development, 7 families affected, and if you want to help them out, you can donate at the Syosset Chamber of Commerce. You can visit their website or give them a call at 516-265-4357. That's certainly more important than anything that happens on the field today, but focusing on Syosset, the lacrosse program, Brian, when you've had a rebuilding team in the past, a younger group, and you have a game like this, right? Your team finally has some momentum, and then you kind of get punched in the mouth. What are you telling them? How are you encouraging them? How are you keeping these guys locked in?
Yeah, you gotta put it in perspective, and you gotta really let them understand that we're a work in progress, right? We're trying to get better at things, and to understand and keeping your eye and looking forward right now, and understanding that there's a non-league game right during spring break that it's about Syosset kind of figuring themselves out and getting ready for that tough Class A schedule that's coming up.
And there's a great win for a little bit of life from Accardo, frustrating afternoon, gets checked from behind.
Yeah, I mean they've been physical with him all game, right? Even drawing fouls, but he's gonna have to earn it.
But I like that from Ricardo, coming out of that break, a little fire in his belly, winning that face-off, trying to push the ball down the field. That's what you want from your senior leader, right, in a situation like this.
Totally. And being on a staff with John, right, I'm sure he challenged his Braves in that huddle to finish this the right way and to really show what you're made of, right? That's what he's been about, right? Since he got to Syosset, it was kind of bringing this blue-collar mentality to a town that was kind of known for more of a white collar type of thing, and that's what John's he's a Suffolk Sachem guy, right, who came to Syosset, and and that's what he expects out of his players. So it's not shocking to see them come out of that timeout, win a face-off, and now get a man up.
Again, John Calabria saying when he first came in, they were described as a walkover program. It was not anything close to what it is today, and it was a steady process, but within 7 years they were winning a county championship.
Picked off pass.
And Kellenberg, not that they were necessarily down that low, but going through a similar process the last couple of seasons, again hitting a high in 2017, winning a state championship, have won a couple of Catholic AA titles in a row, and this is one of those measuring stick games for Kellenberg, going up against a school in Syosset, such a great reputation. I mean, always just a behemoth, even in a rebuilding year. This is a statement win for the Firebirds, up 10-3 with 2.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, and I was like doing, talking to some people and knowing I was doing the Kellenberg game, and it made me think about the rich history that Kellenberg has as a program. The program was started in 1987 by Coach Bill Dunn. He was there from 87 to 98. He won 3 national championships as an assistant at New York Tech. He's now currently the coach at Malloy. So this is a program that's had some really, really great players.
And we wanted to remind you, if you want to join our team, you can let Varsity Media help promote your business. We offer affordable rates, customizable packages, and so much more. And we offer premier games to advertise on. Gains for Brains this weekend. Some of the best matchups, not just on Long Island, but in the country. Northport and New Canaan, 2 of the top 5 teams in America. That's 11 a.m. on Saturday. Get another look at St. Anthony's, who we've had a couple of times this week. Cold Spring Harbor and Sacred Heart, one of the best in Long Island, one of the best in Connecticut, and some awesome games on Sunday as well. But I think it's a good point, Brian. And again, it's just cool to see these two teams on the field, right? If you're a fan of Long Island lacrosse, I mean, at least for the last 2 decades, they haven't played. And it's one of those matchups that you could always talk. Oh, who would win like the best Catholic AA team against one of the best Nassau public school teams? Like, you could debate that forever. We're actually getting to see it today. And even in a rebuilding year for Syosset, a slightly down year so far for Kellenberg, pretty cool to see these two teams on the same field.
For sure, right? I was looking up some of the historic players that Kellenberg had, right? Frank Raid and Todd Evans went to Maryland. A good friend of mine, Richie Grismer, is All-American goalie, one of the best goalies ever at Adelphi. P.J. Judge, right, played at Hofstra. Right, I grew up with Kellenberg studs all over Division I and Division II. So for me, it's really nice to see that Kellenberg has some guys running around here and are taking it to a Class A team here, and really bringing the program back.
And it was just coming into this game and talking to these two coaches, you almost got the sense they didn't really know what to expect from each other, because typically, again, Syosset plays a Massapequa. You generally know where you're going to get going into that year. You know all the personnel on the opposing team, and I'm sure, Brian, this was interesting to you just from a mutual scouting perspective. It's a different kind of challenge. I mean, the quote we got from Sean Moran was, "Look, we just want to keep it close early." Obviously, that didn't end up being an issue, but it's hard to gauge talent when you don't play a team year in and year out.
Yeah, and I was curious about it, and I asked him, I'm like, what do you know? He's like, yeah, we watched a bunch of film on it, and I talked to Coach Calabria, and he was well aware of that this was going to be a real fight for his guys. So both teams were well aware and definitely respected each other, before the game.
And Kellenberg still hunting for more. They certainly haven't taken the air out of the ball, as Cleary gets a hard check, loses his helmet, and he's down. And Syosset maybe a little fired up that Kellenberg up by 7, still going at them. Both teams playing hard, finishing this game strong.
Yeah, so now, here's your chance to maybe see what Syosset does if they're going to try to get this back.
And now Moran will slow things down. 65 seconds to go. That's the right move, up by 7.
1 minute remaining. 1 minute.
There goes your double.
Well, never mind on the slowing things down. Tried to hit Cleary in front of the cage. I was all ready to talk about sportsmanship, and he's like, let's tack on one more just to be safe. Again, though, both these teams in the Catholic League for Kellenberg and the just about as the highest level of play for Syosset in the public school side, Class A. A lot of big games coming up down the stretch for each of these two teams.
Yeah, so Coach Claver just kind of gave his defenders a sign to back up because, sometimes offensively, if you're pushing out and trying to double, and you're going to be whacking on them, right, the idea is that the guys are going to go to the cage and try to score. But Coach Claver kind of backed them off, live to fight another day, not worth getting anyone hurt or tempers flaring at the end of a game. So I think that's a good call by him.
It's the right move. And again, Syosset coming off a year where they won a Nassau championship over Farmingdale and just barely lost Long Island championship to Northport, a rebuild. They will look for positive takeaways the rest of the season. And Kellenberg, who lost their first 5 games of the season, have now won 4 in a row, and they get a premier victory over Syosset to add to their resume. The mantra for Sean Moran, play for May, Kellenberg peaking at the right time.
Yeah, so I think that that's exactly what you want. What you want as the Kellenberg, you want a nice spring break win, and now you got your kind of Catholic schedule coming up, and it's exactly what you wanted. And Syosset's they're gonna be back, right? Coach, their staff is so good, so experienced, right? They're gonna use this as motivation, right, to get into their league schedule. So again, non-league game. Would you like to play a little bit better? Yes, but there's tons of coaching points, that coaching and stuff that they're gonna make.
So for Brian Soper and our fantastic crew here at the Varsity Media Sports Network, I am Gavin Schultz signing off from Syosset.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.